check 1 2, check 1 2, mic check 1 2, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2, check 1 2, mic check 1 2, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Left Coast Hockey League COVID Cup Finals. The Anaheim Fucks took a 2-0 lead yesterday in Anaheim. Is the underdog story of the Washington Wetbacks coming to an end? Let's get down to the ice for this Game 3 and find out. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here at the Forks Community Center here in Forks, Washington. Leon Draisaitl, Bo Horvat will take the face-off at center ice. Let's see Game 3 underway. Face-off won by Anaheim. Horneski. Anaheim with a 2-game lead, and just like that, Zach Horneski scores on his first shot to send Anaheim up by 1. And it can't get much worse than that for the Wetbacks. They need to answer. They haven't scored a legitimate goal yet in this series. Now, it's like that Anaheim is not that much more of a star-studded lineup than Draisaitl was. And yeah, they, took Draisaitl to 7 games, but, with a goaltender like Hellebuck, I guess just can't get it done in the clutch. Not the best start for Washington. Top lines are going to stay out. Anaheim scores on their first shot, on their first shift. Face-off won by Washington. Bouchard. Washington goes down in this game. It's all but academic. Could possibly crown a COVID Cup champion tonight. We have never had a sweep in the COVID Cup final. Now, I know we got a long way to go, and I'm not trying to curse the fucking Washington. But we've never had a sweep. Top lines are made off of both teams, Draisaitl and Horvat. Take the faceoff back to the Anaheim zone, and that early goal really quiets down this Forks crowd. Tiger with it, up for Draisaitl, neutral zone, gets it in for Ryan Hardback for Tavares. They gain the zone. Shot in front, rebound, shot by Tavares, save Hellebuck. Pinch into the boards, it's recovered by Horvat. Feel like there's no sense of urgency for Washington here. Washington with their backs to the walls, just accepting it. Clayton Keller gains the zone in with Horvat, moved out by Wallstead. The only goal Washington has so far in this series, slap shot, save Hellebuck. The only goal they have in this series was an own goal by Anaheim on their own goaltender. They need to answer, and they need to answer quick. Thompson and Hughes will take the faceoff back to the Washington zone. It's won by the Wetbacks. Done. Pass upward to Chuck, neutral zone, pinched into the boards. It's kicked out. Comes all the way back to the Washington zone. Taken by Dunn. Dunn for Sanderson. Sanderson, neutral zone, he'll carry it in. Outnumbered. Look for Tkachuk, shot, save Wallstead, and he moves it out. Tkachuk still getting up. Up for his teammate Batherson in real life. Hughes takes a shot through traffic, and Hellebuck holds on. 13:35 left here in this first period. Anaheim leads by 1 with a goal from Zach Werneski early in the first. It's going to be McCann and Strome taking the faceoff back in the Washington zone. It is won by Anaheim. McAvoy for Miller. Full pressure for Anaheim. Broken up front by Harley. Harley for Lacombe. Lacombe neutral zone gets it to Timo Meier. Timo Meier puts the brakes on. Kept in though by Harley. Harley takes a shot. It's blocked. JT Miller carries it in, but taken by Tom Wilson. Wilson's pass broken up by Meier, sent up for Ehlers. Ehlers gains the zone. Looking for a pass. It's broken up by Wilson. Wilson for Miller. Miller shoots. He scores off just a big slap shot right from the point. JT Miller halfway through this first from Tom Wilson. I don't know what's going on with Hellebuck. It was absolutely just unstoppable in the Wild Cup round in the semifinals. Now just letting in clear slap shots right in front of him. Didn't even make a move. Just put it on. Goes 5-hole. Washington bench and this whole crowd just looked defeated. But still a lot of hockey left in this series. Anaheim 2-0 on 7 shots halfway through the first period here. Protas and Coyle will take the faceoff. Faceoff won by Washington. Done. I've never predicted a sweep quicker than I have in this series. Very disappointing thus far. But as I said, a lot of hockey left. I might be getting ahead of myself. Protas broken up by Clifton for Sherwood. Sherwood takes it behind the net, looking for a pass, gets it up to Samuelson. Samuelson, neutral zone, gets it to Charlie Coyle. Coyle, he's poked off. Dunn up for Coulier. Coulier will gain the zone, but he's poked. Taken by Sherwood. Samuelson's hit. Coulier to Horvat. Well, Horvat takes a shot. Save and goes wide. Pass back for Coulier. Coulier back for Horvat. Back to the point for Bouchard. Shot by Ekholm goes wide. Another shot, broken stick. Fender gets one from the bench. Pod Colson, he's hit. Sent up for Boldy. taken by Anaheim. Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes gets it up for Draisaitl. Lions getting a little mixed up here. Draisaitl's pass broken up by Bouchard. Sent up for Protas. Protas in the zone. Gets it to Boldy. Boldy back for Keller. Back for Dunn. Dunn for Protas. Back for Bouchard. Backhand. Broken up and unable to keep it in. It's taken by Draisaitl. Draisaitl's checked. And it's Clayton Keller. Clayton Keller takes a shot. Easy save, Wallstead. Sent up for Johnston. Johnston in the zone. Turned over, taken by Bouchard. Protas neutral zone. He'll go ahead and dump it in. They'll give chase. 3 minutes left here in the first. Anaheim up 2-0. Draisaitl for Johnston for Hughes. Hits a shot, save, Hellebuck. Recovered by Draisaitl, unable to keep it in. Anaheim needs to touch up. Gets it to Jack Hughes. Hughes for Draisaitl. Draisaitl, big slap shot, save, Hellebuck. Vince Dunn up for Keller. Both teams in need of a change. Clayton Keller rims it around the boards. 1 minute left here in the first. Big check by Thompson, but he's unable to corral the puck. It's taken by Sider. Up for Samuelson. 15 seconds left. Anaheim leads by 2. Hughes hit hard from the bench. Taken by Washington. They'll just clear, go off the rest of this period. And that's going to do it here in the first period here in Game 3. The Anaheim Fucks lead Washington 2-0. You are watching the Left Coast Hockey League COVID Cup Final here on YouTube.com/DimeSackUVU, and we'll be back after these messages. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Let's take a look at the stats through the first period. 9 shots to 4 going to Anaheim. Hits 11 of 10. Going to Washington. Washington with a time on attack. Face-offs even, but it is 2-0 Anaheim. Let's get down on the ice, get the second period underway. We're back here at the Forks Community Center here in Forks, Washington. Washington with a huge hill to climb. Bo Horvat, Leon Draisaitl will take the face-off. Let's get the second period underway. Face-off won by Washington. Bouchard up for Boldy. Boldy's pass broken up by Tavares, sent up for Reinhard. Reinhard back for Draisaitl, who's in the zone. Tavares takes a shot, save Hellebuck. The other way comes Horvat up for Lane Hudson. Hudson, he's checked, taken by Werneski. Werneski hit by Horvat. Turned over, taken by Boldy. One-time blaster, Bouchard is blocked. And they'll keep it in. Hudson shot, glove down Wallstead. And they'll hold on. 17:41 left here in the second. Anaheim still leads by 2. Top lines remain out. Draisaitl, Horvat. Faceoff is won by Washington. Keller takes a shot, save, rebound. Unable to pull the triggers, taken by Tavares. The other way come the Fucks. Tavares with Reinhardt. Pass for Draisaitl, broken up shot. Almost redirected by Tavares. Washington needs some more sustained pressure and fucking possession. Every time they get it, it's back on fucking orange sticks. Taken by Sider. Sider up for Hughes. Pass for Batherson. Broken up by Dunn. Thompson for Jarvis. Jarvis going right up the middle. He turns it over. It's taken by Werneski. Pass for Sider. Up for Hughes. 14.5 left here in the second. Jack Hughes in the zone. And then we get the shot off. Rebound. Buck alone up front. I don't think Hellebuck really knew where it was at. Let me get a whistle. Face off to the left of the goaltender. McCann and Strome will take the face-off back in the Washington zone. Face-off is won by the Fucks. Back for McAvoy. Then Strome centering pass broken up by Ehlers, and Ehlers clears it out to the neutral zone. They're not on the PK here. Tom Wilson for Miller. Miller takes a shot. Miller looking for another one. Fouling for it in the corner is McCann. And it's recovered by Dunn. Up for Sanderson. Shot is saved by Wallstead. Picked up by Weegar. Strome up for Miller. Miller back for McAvoy. McAvoy takes a shot. It's blocked through traffic. Recovered by McCann. McCann up for Meyer. Timo Meyer looking for a pass. One-time shot. Save. Wallstead. Recovered though by McCann. McCann takes shot. Shot. Shoots. He scores. Nicola Ehlers with the first actual goal for Washington here in Game 3. Washington cuts the lead in half. Halfway through the second period here. Showing some signs of life. Washington comes back to win this one. We will have a series on our hands. But as it stands now, I've been outplayed through 2.5 games thus far. Draisaitl in the zone, rims it around the boards. Picked up by Bouchard. Bouchard up for Keller. Bouchard for Boldy. Boldy's hit, but recovered by Hudson. Clayton Keller, neutral zone. Turns it over. Is taken by John Tavares. Tavares in the zone looking for Draisaitl. He rims it around for Reinhardt, but it's broken up. Matt Boldy. Boldy for Keller. Keller for Hudson. Hudson back for Boldy. Held on, Boldy unable to get the shot off. Pinching Sider into the boards. Recovered though by Washington. Hudson takes a shot. Wallstead will hold on. 7:43 left here in the second period. Anaheim leads by 1. Protas and Hughes will take the faceoff back in the Anaheim zone. And it is won by Washington. Bouchard for Krause. Krause shot, sharp angle. And I believe we're going to have an interference penalty here on Sider. That's what we're going to get. Maurice Sider out for interference. Washington with the first power play of this game. Washington still without a power play goal in this series. 27% power play percentage in the entire playoffs. Face-off won by Washington. Hudson. For Thompson. Pass for Sanderson. For Tkachuk. Tkachuk takes a shot. Rebound picked up by Washington. Thompson backhand. Saved by Wallstead. Taken by Sherwood. He's harassed into the boards. Good looks for Washington thus far. And it comes out of the zone. They'll have to touch up. 1:15 left here in the power play. Tage Thompson. One-time ball. Shoots. He scores. Seth Jarvis on the power play to tie this game up at 2. A little bit of blood pumping through the heart. And just like that, we have ourselves a new hockey game. Jarvis on the power play to tie the game up at 2. That puts a little bit of energy back in this crowd. They're up on their feet, waving them rally towels. Thompson and Hughes will take the faceoff at center ice. 6:28 left in the second period. We're tied at 2. Johnson up for Batherson. Batherson shot saved by Hellebuck. Shot and they score. Batherson redirected up front. And just like that, they take the lead back. Beautiful redirect there by Batherson. Just roofs it on the redirect. Hellebuck, all he had to do was stay standing, would have got that save, but he went down in the butterfly position. And before the Washington faithful could take their seats, they are back down by 1. 5:48 left here in the second. Anaheim leads by 1. 3-2 the score here in the second. Seth Jarvis already with the goal in this game. Very weak shot. Doesn't even get on net. Taken by Sider. Werneski for Hughes. Hughes in the zone. Centering pass broken up by Bouchard. Sent to Thompson. Thompson up for Brady Tkachuk. Tkachuk into the zone. Looking for some help, but he's sealed off. Johnson up for Batherson. Batherson rims it around the boards. It's picked up by Anaheim. Pass back for Batherson. Shot. Saved by Hellebuck. Big blast. He's blocked and goes wide. Sider with a big shot from the point, and he scores. And just like that, Anaheim back up by 2. Maurice Sider with another one in this game. Seems like if you just put it on net on Hellebuck, good things will happen. I would not be surprised if we get a goaltender change here in the final. I believe Darcy Kemper is the backup goalie. But it looks like Hellebuck's going to stay in. Horvat and Draisaitl, top line down for both teams. Anaheim gets the 2-goal lead back. Taken by Keller. 2.5 left here in the second. Every time Washington starts to show some life, they're just sat right back down. Taken by Boldy. Boldy's pass turned over, taken by the Pucks. Tavares hit by Sanderson for Keller. Keller up for Boldy. Boldy's pass taken by Draisaitl. And the other way comes Anaheim. Leon Draisaitl. Shot. Saved by Hellebuck. Recovered by Horvat. Horvat takes it himself, takes a shot. Rebound picked up by Anaheim. 5 seconds left here in the second. Time for one more. They just take another big slap shot. His shot goes wide. That's going to do it here for the second period. Both teams put up 2. Anaheim regains their 2-goal lead after giving up 2 early in the second. But ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Left Coast Hockey League COVID Cup Final Game 2 here on YouTube.com/DimesacUVU. And we'll be right back with the start of the third period.
NYC, dirty Southwest Coast, Midwest, let's go. If hip-hop should die before I wake, I put an extended clip and body them all day. Roller every station, wreck the DJ. Roller every station, wreck the DJ. If hip-hop should die before I wake, I load an extended clip and body them all day. Roller every station, wreck the DJ. Roller every station, wreck the DJ. DJ. Hip-hop just died this morning and she's dead. She's dead. Yeah, people smoke, chill, party, and die in the same corner. Get casted, fast body, they man's mama. Quick, fast, trigger fingers on the llama. Revenge in their eyes, Hennessy in the ganja. Word to the wise, with villain state of minds. Grinded, hitting Brazilian dimes from behind. Grinded, hitting Brazilian dimes from behind. Grinded, hitting Brazilian dimes from behind. Whenever, if ever, I roll up, it's sewn up. Any ghetto would tell you, Nas help grow what's up. My face once graced promotional Sony trucks. 100 million in billing, I helped blow them up. Gave my man my right, I could've went left. So like my girl Foxy, the kid went deaf. So people, who's the top 10? Is it MC Shan? Is it MC Ren? If hip-hop should die before I wake, I put an extended clip and body them all day. Roller every station, wreck the DJ. Roller every station, wreck the DJ. If hip-hop should die before I wake, I load an extended clip and body them all day. Roller every station, wreck the DJ. Roller every station, wreck the DJ. DJ. Hip-hop just died this morning and she's dead. She's dead. The bigger the cap, the bigger the pillin'. Come through something ill, missing the ceiling. What influenced my rap? Stick-ups and killings, kidnappings, project billings, drug dealings. Criticize that, why is that? Cause Nas rap is compared to legitimized crap. Cause we love to talk on nasty chickens. Most intellectuals will only half listen. So you can't blame jazz musicians or David Stern with his NBA fashion issues. Oh, I think they like me and my white tee. You can't ice me, we here for life, B. On my second marriage, hip-hop's my first wifey. And for that, we're not taking it lightly. If hip-hop should die, we die together. Bodies in the morgue lie together, all together now. If hip-hop should die before I wake, I put an extended clip and body them all day. Roller every station, wreck the DJ. Roller every station, wreck the DJ. If hip-hop should die before I wake, I load an extended clip and body them all day. Roller every station, wreck the DJ. Roller every station, wreck the DJ. DJ, hip-hop just died this morning. Hip-hop just died this morning. Hip-hop just died this morning. She's dead. She's dead.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Let's take a look at the stats through 2 periods. Where's the goddamn controller? There it is. Hey, fucker. Shit. Hold on a second. Okay, we're good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that technical difficulties. We are back. Let's take a look at the stats through 2 period shots, 18-16, going to Anaheim, hits 20-19, going to Washington. Washington, time of attack, faceoffs going to Washington, but it is 4-2 in this huge pivotal game 3. Can Washington come back and cut the series lead in half, or will Anaheim take a 3-0 lead? And we all know how that turns out. Let's get back down the ice, start this third period. We are back here at the Forks Community Center here in Forks, Washington. Draisaitl and Horvat. This dire third period for Washington. Can they answer? Faceoff is won by Anaheim. Pinched in front of the bench. Recovered by Washington. Bouchard up for Horvat. Sent for Clayton Keller. Keller gains the zone. Unable to get the shot off. It's taken by Werneski. Up for Reinhardt. Reinhardt for Tavares. Takes a shot. Save Hellebuck. And we'll get a whistle. 18-18 left here in the third. Anaheim still leads by 2. I mean, not for nothing, it would be the huge comeback story if Washington goes down 3-0 and rallies back to go 4 straight. But the way they're playing, I don't see that happening. Horvat and Draisaitl will take the faceoff back in the Washington zone. 4-2 Anaheim. Anaheim leads the series 2-0. Faceoff won by Washington. Lane Hudson sends it up for Horvat, up for Keller in the zone. Odd man rush. And tripped up is Keller. That's going to send Washington back to the power play. Washington 1 for 1 on the man advantage in this game 3. And it's Zach Werneski going off. Washington back on the power play, down 4-2. Do they have the fortitude to get out of 4-2? Thompson and Miller will take the faceoff back in the Anaheim zone. Faceoff is won by the Fuck Sider. Sider almost turned it over, but recovered by Weegar. Weegar for Miller. Miller will go ahead and clear it the length of the ice. Cleared it a little too hard there. 1.5 left on the power play. Tage Thompson's pass broken up by Wilson. Wilson in the zone short-handed. Taken by Dunn. Up for Thompson. 1:15 left in the power play. Unable to gain the zones. Taken by Weegar. Weegar's hit hard. And in the zone is Thompson. Shot up front. Save Wallstead. Out for the puck in front of the net. It's won by Tkachuk. Tkachuk trying to keep it in. Kicks it down. Picked up by Jarvis. Pass broken up front for Wilson. Bouchard unable to keep it in. They'll have to touch up. 25 left in the power play. Bouchard hit hard. Battle for the puck's won by Tkachuk. Tkachuk outnumbered despite being on the power play. Starting pass broken up by Wilson. Wilson's shot kept in. And we are back at even strength. Washington 1 for 2 on the man advantage. 15.5 left here in the third period. Washington needs 2 to tie it. McCann takes a shot. Gloved by Wallstead, and he's going to hold on. 14:44 left here in the third period. Anaheim up by 2. Washington has yet to lead at all in this series. Hughes and Horvat will take the faceoff in the Anaheim zone. It's won by Washington. Hudson unable to get the shots, taken by Weegar, up for Batherson. Batherson with a goal already in this game. Batherson drops it for Hughes for McAvoy. Blast to save Hellebuck. Hughes back for Weegar. Turned over, taken by Hudson, up for Clayton Keller. Keller in with Hudson. Hudson takes a shot, save Wallstead. Kept in though by Hudson for Protas. And Wallstead will hold on. 12:24 left here in the third. Anaheim still leading by 2. It's going to be Protas and Hughes faced off back in the Anaheim zone. Face off won by Anaheim. Clifton. For Samuelson. Back to Samuelson. Unable to keep it in as Protas will touch up. Taken by Krause. Full pressure still for Washington. Lazy shot on net. Held on by Wallstead. And we'll get a whistle. 11:34 left here in this third period. Draisaitl and Protas. First line versus the fourth line. It's won by Anaheim. No surprise there. John Tavares in the zone with Draisaitl and Reinhart. Takes a shot. Save Hellebuck. Lacombe up for Coulier. For Lacombe up for Thomas Harley. Thomas Harley gains his zone. Lazy shot on net. Paddle aside by Wallstead. Taken by Draisaitl for Clifton. Almost lost it in his goaltender, but gets up for Reinhart. Washington on the change. Reinhart in the zone. He's checked. Thompson kicks it down the boards. Recovered by Lacombe. 9 minutes left. Washington down by 2. Thomas Harley up for Ehlers. Ehlers doesn't get the pass off. It's taken by the Fucks. It goes on Tavares for Clifton. Back for Draisaitl. Turned over, taken by Ehlers. Ehlers in all alone. But back check by Samuelson for Todd Colson for Draisaitl. Sent up for Ehlers. Ehlers looking for somebody. Not going to get no one for Keller. Keller backhand shot. Save Wallstead. And we'll get a whistle. 6:34 left here in the third period. Anaheim still up by 2. Wow, that last replay, Wallstead saved that with the back of his skate. Yeah, I know. This could be the first sweep in finals history. But still a little bit of time. McCann and Coyle will take the face-off. Face-off is won by Washington. Sanderson's hit hard in front of the net, taken by Weneski. Weneski with 2 goals in this game, looking for the hat trick. And penalty for Washington. Last thing that they need right now. 5:55 left here in the third. Anaheim's going on their first power play of this game. Timo Meier with interference at 14:05. Face-off won by Washington. They go ahead and clear it out. Taken by Werneski up for Batherson. Protas for Coulier. Coulier in short-handed. The other way come the Fucks. Tavares in on the power play. Aldi breaks it up, and he'll clear it out the length of the ice. 50 seconds left on the power play. 4:40 left in the period. Long pass for Tavares. Tavares gains the zone, looking to set up, but he's hit hard into the boards. Samuelson for Protas. Protas will carry it in, absolutely dead. Washington in short-handed. Back for Lacombe for Krause. Krause broken up. And we are back at even strength. Anaheim 0 for 1 on the power play. 3:39 left here in the third. Anaheim up by 2. Washington needs an answer. They need it quick. Thompson and Strome face off back in the Washington zone. Face off won by Anaheim. McAvoy. Unable to pull the triggers, taken by Weegar. Weegar for Wilson. Up front of Strome. Strome takes a shot. Rebound picked up by Weegar at the neutral at center ice. Recovered though by Anaheim. Battle for the puck is Miller. Precious seconds dwindling. 2 minutes left here in the third. Washington needs 2. In the zone, Brady to Chuck. Skates it in and immediately turns it over. Tom Wilson in the zone for Weegar. Weegar's shot goes wide. 1 minute left here in the game. Anaheim with a 2-goal lead. About to take a stranglehold on this series. Bouchard up for Thompson. Net empty to our left. There's Thompson pass broken up. .1 left here in the third. Anaheim leads by 2. Stand a chance. Washington would need to literally score off the faceoff, and they're not even going to win that. Werneski looking for the hat trick. Net empty. Looking by Tavares. Tavares takes a shot. He scores, and that is the nail in the coffin, possibly for the wetback series. John Tavares on the empty nets, and Anaheim up by 3 with little to no time left here in this third period, all but academic. Well, that's 30 seconds, simply a formality. Faceoff is won by Washington. Dunn up for Boldy. Turned over. Say goodbye, Draisaitl with 20 seconds left. Now we're looking for a guy, at least one fuck you goal. Not going to get it. 15 seconds left. Washington will go down 3-0 here in this best-of-7 series. And doubt we'll get a miracle. We'll find out if we'll have hockey tomorrow after Game 4, which will be here shortly. But ladies and gentlemen, the Anaheim Fucks take a 3-0 lead here in what could be the quickest COVID Cup final of all time. Looking to go back-to-back, the first ever COVID Cup champions to go back-to-back. But they need one more to get there. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Left Coast Hockey League COVID Cup final here on youtube.com/DimeSackUVU. And we'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes with Game 4 of this very anticlimactic final for this underdog team, the Washington Wetback. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in a bit. And always, Dante, why don't you go and pack that ball? We're out. Peace.